Howdy, my name is Stee, and welcome to the second take of this review because my laptop decided to eat my last edit. So, yeah. Howdy, my name is Stee, and welcome to my movie menu. Today I'm going to talk about the 2010 kind of fantasy, realistical type of film, Troll Hunter. Now this movie is a Norwegian kind of found footage style type of movie, and I gotta say, from the get-go, when I first heard about this film, I really wanted to see it, because what it does is it takes fantastical elements, i.e., trolls and whatnot, and puts them into real-life settings, as in the mountain ranges around Norway and stuff, and you're like, oh, what could be up there, and all those trees that we can't get into, ooh, I wonder, and it turns out that it's trolls. Now, I'm actually recording this after I've reviewed the entire movie, and I've just realized that I explain everything that happens in the film, because I just absolutely love this film. So, if you want to see this movie, please watch it before you watch the rest of this video, because I say everything that happens in it. I'm not going to apologize for that. It's a fantastic film. Highly recommend it. Go see it. So let me start off this whole thing by just saying that I highly recommend this film. It is a fantastic idea and really well executed. The whole found footage thing usually I kind of shy away from because I just have no interest in it whatsoever, hearing people just exhaling really rapidly as they run away from things. But in this way it's kind of done a little bit better than, say, I don't know, like the Blair Witch Project, where it's just all people running and sighing and exhaling really loudly. About 90% of that entire film is just people going I don't want to see that. I'm good, thanks. There's stuff on the internet that you can watch that has that, and it has a much better ending. The basic premise of this movie is trolls are real and they're a danger to humans. That's the main premise of the whole thing. The whole story starts off with these kids from a college investigating a bear attack. And when they get there, they see some unusual characters, and they end up following one of the guys back to his trailer, and then he's just this really kind of weird guy that doesn't really say much, and they're kind of wary about him. Eventually they follow him out to the woods, and what they don't realize is he's out there hunting for trolls. And he's only one specific one that's kind of gotten loose out of its general territory where it usually is. So they follow him, not knowing what they're getting themselves into, and out of nowhere they see flashes of light and growls and everything else, and then the guy, Hans, the troll hunter, runs past them and just shouts troll, and they book it. They are gone. And everything goes shaky for a minute, and the camera goes all over the place, and there's exhaling wildly and whatnot. When everything calms down, they find out that one of the guys, who is like the kind of the main, I suppose you call him the main character, I suppose. The guy who kind of looks to the camera for the documentary that they're doing and has the microphone and whatnot, so he's kind of like the main guy. Although I suppose Hans, the troll hunter, technically is the main character, because he's the main focus of the whole movie. These kids are just kind of there, getting in his way. I'm not really too sure who the main guy is in this movie, if I'm absolutely honest. It's still awesome, though. The kid gets bitten, so Hans decides, I may as well help these people out. So he goes and he takes them back to his trailer, and he sorts out the kid, and he heals him up and whatnot. And when they get there, Hans starts to tell them basically that trolls are real, because they've now seen one. They've now seen one that has chased them through the woods, and they've seen everything that happens to them, and they've seen it turn to stone, and all this fantastic stuff, which before they wouldn't have even thought would have existed. The best part about this entire movie is that they take, as I say, they take the fantastical element of trolls and whatnot, and they bring it into a real-world setting and give proper scientific reasons behind everything. They go at one stage to go to a vet, the biological expert on the troll, so she knows about this troll that attacked the kid. And she says, oh, I'm going to need a blood sample. And while they're there, they eventually go off and they get the blood sample, and they come back to her and they give her a blood sample. And while they're there, they do a little interview with her, and they find out that trolls can't process vitamin D, so that's why when they go out into the sun they turn to stone, and excess calcium and all this very fantastic stuff. I really enjoyed it, that they turned this fantastical element into a real kind of, oh, that explains it kind of thing. For an independent kind of out of no one's minds or whatever kind of movie, the special effects in it are really good. It's all kind of shot in darkened areas or with night vision, but it still looks really good in the parts that are kind of more open if you know what I mean, as opposed to it's not just, oh, I think I just saw half of a back of something through all those trees over there. You actually get full-on close-up views of these trolls, and they're really well done and really well detailed. The point to this movie that I can see when I watch it is that this guy Hans, the only troll hunter in Norway, is a hero that no one knows about because he keeps all these trolls away from populated areas. And throughout the entire film you kind of see him become more of a detective, because he has to find out why all these trolls are coming down out of their territory and attacking the villages and just generally causing havoc to the people. That still no one knows about this. That's the best part, because there's a government agent. By the way, in the first take of all this, I went into a whole spiel about how when I was a kid I wrote a story with basically this exact same premise, and I was convinced that they stole my idea. I wasn't looking for royalties at all, I swear. Anyway, they have this government official that kind of Hans kind of answers to, that's kind of head of this organization that takes care of trolls and makes sure that the general public don't know about them. So this guy is kind of the dick of the movie, if you'll allow me to put it that way. He's not so much a bad guy, but he's just that ass. And Hans wants to go and investigate why all these trolls are coming down out of their own territories, but this guy won't let them. In my story, that is totally the inspiration for this movie, and I'm looking for that check in the mail. The governmental guy's name was Bellamy, so that's what I'm going to call him for whenever I reference him further on in this review. So Bellamy's an asshole, and he won't let Hans go and investigate this. He just says, oh, it's nothing, that just take care of the ones that do come down and kill them off. There's one point in the movie when everything's kind of nice and calm and cool, and they're just sitting around talking, Hans and the kids, and he tells them this story about how he was sent in to exterminate, basically, an entire tribe of troll because they were just in the way. They wanted to build a tunnel through a mountain, but the mountain was overrun with troll who lived there in general. That was their natural habitat. But the government wanted to put a road through it, so he was sent in there to exterminate, basically, genocide the entire species that was living in that one mountainous region. And that seems to have weighed on him somewhat in the movie. And he just seems really, really haggard and tired and doesn't want to be doing this anymore. Which leads us on into the final big showdown. Because halfway through the film, when they all go over to Hans's trailer, they see this hand drawing of a man in scale with a troll mouth. And they say, what the fudge is that? Oh, that's such and such a species. I'm the only person who's ever seen them. There's only a couple left in existence or whatever. So once you hear that, you know that at some point in this movie there's gonna be a giant troll. And sure enough there is, and the fight between Hans and the giant troll is epic beyond belief. Now this is going on a little bit too long, so allow me to just kind of fly through what's happening next. So Hans has this gigantic light weapon, which is basically a staff with a UV lamp on top of it, so he can just stick it to the ground and then flash it onto a troll, and the troll can then turn into stone, and he will win. Now, because this troll is about 250 feet tall, the giant troll that they're going to have to find, because he's the one who's been chasing everybody out of their habitat and into the whole area of actual humans. So he's been chasing everybody out of the way, down the mountainside into this town. That's pretty much exactly what's happening. And now remember the time that I told you that the kid had been bitten? Well, it turns out now he's been kind of sick on and off for the entire movie. Now, when something like that happens in a movie like this and there's mythical creatures, you always think, oh, he's going to turn into one of those. And we were all expecting it to happen. I'm going to talk really quickly right now, so bear with me, please. But it turns out that he wasn't going to turn into a troll. What they'd actually done was, remember the blood sample that was sent to the vet? The vet actually found out that the troll that bit the kid had rabies. So now the kid has rabies. Now, what they don't seem to realize is the giant troll also has rabies, because he's the one who's after giving it to the littler troll who bit the kid in the first place. So, this gigantic troll is freaking the fudge out, going on a rampage through all these mountains and just tearing the place to fudge. So what Hans does is he gets this gigantic ass, you know the bat signal from the first Batman, it's just gigantic. It's basically like that, but on top of Hans's little truck jeep thing, so he can just stand on the top of it and just kind of twist it and turn it and shine the UV light straight onto the gigantic troll. So what happens is Hans gets on the top of this and then drives off into the mountains right in front of the troll, and then he shines it on the troll, and the troll goes, and nothing happens. The troll doesn't die. He gets really, really tired, but he doesn't turn to stone. So what happens is, Hans tells all the kids to get the hell out of the truck. The highway is that way. You go over there. I'll take care of this. So Hans, in his badassery, gets out his staff with the light on top of it, the little tiny light like this, and he goes off walking. He walks about 1 kilometer down the road, straight towards the troll. Stands about 50 feet from him, just goes, "You shall not." Oh, that's the wrong film. And the light goes off, and this final flash ends up turning the troll to stone. He falls down, and the kids are all like, "Yes, Hans, you are freaking aces." And then Hans just turns around and walks the opposite direction. Hans? Wait, where are you going? So Hans walks off into the distance, and what we all know from this now is he's done. He's finished. He's completed everything. He's finished the problem. He's gone now. He's done. He doesn't want any more to do with the trolls. And we think that the movie's going to end right there. But Bellamy, the governmental guy, has now found the kids in the middle of this field, covered in snow, and the kids go, "Oh crap, here he comes." So they start booking it. And Bellamy gets out of the car and chases them. And then they drop the camera, and then it ends. So, yeah, there you go. I just basically ruined the entire movie for you if you haven't seen it. I highly recommend seeing this film, even though I've just explained everything and spoiled everything for you. It doesn't matter. It's a really, really good film. If you can find it online, it's on Netflix at the moment now, on the Instant Play stuff, so you can just go watch it there. And highly recommend it. It's all subtitled, so don't complain to me because you can't read good. And that's the end of that. My name has been Steve. Thank you very much for joining me. Bye now. Oh, one last thing. I'm going to start putting out videos on Saturdays. I finally decided to actually pick a day to put out a video, so I think Saturdays will do it. I'll probably end up doing stuff during the week as well anyway. I'll see how long I can stick to the Saturday schedule. I had this video ready to upload 4 days ago. Then my laptop goes, "Oh no, Stephen, you want to do something?" No, it's not happening. No, not at all. So I'm recording this again on Saturday, the 28th of July. Yeah. Pick a movie that you want me to watch. I'll leave it in the comment section below. If you're watching this on YouTube, there's a like button somewhere. Press that if you want to. And I will talk to you guys, hopefully, next Saturday, provided everything doesn't turn to fudge again. Anyway, bye now. When somebody dies, mortality is on everybody's mind. Because we're humans and we're all mortal, and we all know that one day we are all going to die. And that scares people. And what do we do when we're scared? We reach out to people. We reach out for human contact. We reach out to the nearest person, and we try and feel a connection to ground ourselves in the living world by feeling another living creature.